And now, ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening from the O2 in London, 10 rounds for the undisputed Women's Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, joining Adam and Ben on the couches, please welcome the head of Salida Promotions, Dimitri Salida. And introducing the first half of our main event Saturday night from Hartlepool, England, the undefeated knockout artist and the reigning, defending WBO Women's Middleweight Champion of the World, Savannah, the Silent Assassin, Marshall. And her opponent, from Flint, Michigan, USA, the two-time Olympic gold medalist and the undefeated, reigning, defending WBC, WBA, IBF, and Ring Magazine Women's Middleweight Champion, Claressa, the GWOAT Shields.
So what is happening, the fight that everyone is literally talking about. Dimitri, I'll come straight to you first. Tell me why you think your fighter wins on Saturday night.
Claressa is a generational athlete. She's proven that much as an amateur, as a professional. She envisioned the greatness of women's boxing when she was a kid, growing up in Flint, which is one of the most challenged cities in the United States. As a little girl, she made a choice every day to go to the gym, to stay away from all the negative influences, and to become a two-time Olympic gold medalist. Never before done in the history of the sport. As an amateur, Claressa is 77-1 with more than 10 knockouts. Savannah Marshall also had a good amateur career with 0 knockouts. So, pound for pound, Claressa, in her pro debut, fought Franchon Cruz, who's the unified super middleweight champion of the world. Ever since thereafter, she's fought a very high level of competition. Savannah Marshall also had her journey and had her path to professional title, and to the stage, she has scored 10 knockouts as a professional, and obviously the level of competition has been very different from Claressa's and Savannah's. So Savannah is a good puncher, however, judging by her amateur and professional career, I don't know if that's a true, real number compared to Claressa's, and we're going to see that on Saturday night.
Ben, you'll want to counter that with your fighter?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Claressa Shields, you can't argue with Claressa Shields what she's achieved. She truly is, at the moment, the greatest woman of all time. I really do believe that. What she's achieved in the Olympics, what she's achieved professionally. But this fight is a massive fight because at least half of the people in there believe that Savannah Marshall is going to win on Saturday night, and that comes from hard work, that comes from an unbelievable relationship with Peter Fury and Mick Hennessy, who helps me with her, and the way she's developed during the professional game has been nothing short of astonishing. We believe she's now the biggest name in UK female boxing. We believe after Saturday night she's going to be the biggest star in women's boxing, but this is an incredible fight, and for me, if anyone says that they can predict what's going to happen on Saturday night, they are lying. They are completely lying.
It's one of those fights, isn't it? You chop and change all the time on.
Without a doubt. Both fighters believe, without a doubt, they're going to win. Both camps believe, without doubt, they're going to win. But I've spoke to Adam about this. We have no idea.
No idea, absolutely no idea. And I was around, 10 years ago. We go back to 2012 again, before the Olympics in May when they met. The only defeat ever for Claressa through all the amateur fights, all the amazing professional fights and achievements she's had. Savannah Marshall inflicted it. And finally, we find out a decade on. And we all know Savannah's story and how she had to rebuild her confidence. And she went out to America and came back, hooked up with Peter Fury, and it all is going right for her. Last couple of years have been incredible. She stands as the world middleweight champion, but she's got to beat Claressa Shields again, and she's got to do it in front of everybody on Saturday night. The O2 is going to be packed. The world's going to be watching. Can she do it again as a professional, or is Claressa Shields really the greatest of all time? She certainly is, as Ben has said, unbelievable performances, superstar qualities. She's transcended boxing. But Savannah Marshall hits extraordinarily hard, and we cannot pick this.
One thing I will say about Savannah Marshall is we have not seen that level of power. She's an incredible boxer, but that level of power before in the sport. And When we talk about women's boxing transcending, going into the mainstream, Savannah Marshall is what we need. Savannah Marshall's selling out arenas. Savannah Marshall is a local superstar. Savannah Marshall is now a national hero. We've not had that before in women's boxing. We've not seen that level of interest. We've not seen a ticket seller like her before in women's boxing. And that's what makes this so special. And timing is everything. Timing is everything. And this is timing for Savannah. And it's going to be unbelievable on Saturday night. And I believe this fight will break all Sky Sports viewing figures.
Well, I'll come back to you guys in just a second. Let's get the fighters in. Claressa, we saw you 5 weeks ago when the fight was due to take place first hand around, and you seemed pretty confident then, but there's something about you this week. You seem even more confident. Is that the case?
I think when you work hard and you put in extra work with more time and you know that you've done your homework and that you are very prepared, that's what builds confidence. People have fake confidence to where they don't work hard, to where they just show up just to sell the fight. But it's like, I know what I'm capable of and I know what I'm going to do Saturday.
There seems to be an air of instability around Claressa. Could she come up short on Saturday night? Is she going to come up short on Saturday night, Savannah?
100%, yeah. I think she does, yeah. She comes up short. I believe I'm the better boxer than Claressa. I believe I always have been. And I cannot wait. Saturday couldn't come quick enough. We had a 12-week camp, 5-week pushback. And I'm just itching to get in there now.
How was that 5-week pushback for you? Because I think you said you weren't sure how it was going to go, how long it was going to feel. But what have you used that time for?
Well, if anything, it's helped ticket sales. It's just one of them things that can't be helped. You've just got to get on with it. And it's just made me more hungrier, really.
Claressa, what sort of game plan are you expecting Savannah and Peter Fury to bring on Saturday?
Of course, we're gonna talk about the punching power, so we're not gonna leave it out there. She's gonna try to come out there and land the big shots. She may want to fight on the inside, she may want to fight on the outside, but she wants to just be able to touch me and land. That's really all I see. But it's a boxing match. I may get hit in there, but if she thinks she's not going to get hit, she's mistaken. If she thinks she's still a better boxer than me from 10 years ago, she's mistaken. But we're going to let her think whatever she want to think and do whatever she want to do, because I'm going to adapt and do whatever I have to do to win and make the fight easy.
This week, you've been talking about knockouts. We haven't really heard you mention that before. It shows your intent. Savannah, what do you reckon to that?
Yeah, I reckon she can try. She can try knock me out. She can try hurt me. But if you've got it, you've got it. If you haven't, you haven't. It is what it is.
That's not true. You fought against girls 3-25, 11-75, 11 wins, 75 losses, 3-25. You supposed to knock them out. No lie. You supposed to knock those girls out. But when you fighting against 24-0, 10 knockouts, 21-0, 10 knockouts, girls of that caliber, it's very hard to knock them out.
Why is
and
it very hard to knock
it's
them out?
going to be hard for you to knock me out.
Why is it very hard to knock them out?
What do you mean, why is it hard? Because they're competitive.
If you land on someone, you hurt them.
If you land on a bum,
what? And that means you can't get knocked out.
Have I been knocked out?
We're not talking about you.
I fought against other world champions who had knockouts like you, and I haven't been knocked out.
And you hurt them, they go down. If you land on them and you've got
landing
pillow
on bums,
fist,
girl,
they're not going to go anywhere.
You landing on bums.
What? And that means that you can't go down.
I would love to see you do it Saturday.
You couldn't knock Ema Cozen out. You couldn't knock Hannah Rankin out.
You couldn't knock Emma Cozen.
Tell us why. Claressa, let's just put it this way. You're 12-0 as a pro, and you haven't learned to finish anyone.
Say it again,
That's
baby.
concerning.
12-0.
Yeah, you haven't learned. You haven't learned to finish anyone. Why are you changing the subject?
It's okay. You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm better than you. I've been better than you since I was 17.
Why couldn't you beat me then?
Didn't I win the Olympics?
We're talking about that. We're talking about me and you.
If we're going to talk about something that happened 10 years ago, we're going to talk about the Olympics.
We're going from knocking people out to being 17 to Olympic Games.
I lost.
Control it.
I lost.
Self-control.
2012.
Steady.
2 months later, won the Olympics. Then, 2014 World Championships. You were there, sweetheart. Gold medal again. 5 days back to back. Walk through them. My bad. 2016 World Championships. We there again, boo. Oh my God. Not Claressa got a gold again. And then the Olympics, oh my God. Was she there? Yes. watching me be gold medalist again. And you better than me? How? You cannot live off something that happened 10 years ago. And we both been pro 5 years, sis. I'm a 12-time world champ. Oh my God.
Right.
Stop.
Where are we at now?
Stop.
Savannah,
Where are we at now?
Let's
12 and 0. You haven't let out to finish anyone?
I'm going to finish you.
Wow. That's questionable.
I'm going to finish
that
you.
That is questionable.
I don't like you that much. Look, you had one hard training camp this camp, and then you think you ready?
I've always thought I was ready.
Why you ain't signed a contract in 2018 then?
Look at this, Claressa.
Look at this. It does not matter. 2018.
We could have fought 2018 for what?
You want to be a world champ,
I am
right?
a world champ.
You want to be a world champ. You're a world champ now, but was you a world champ in 2018?
I wasn't a world champ.
19.
Look how we've built it
20,
up. Look how we've built
21.
it up. Use the one brain cell in your head. Look at this.
Right. 5 years
2018,
you want to be a world champ so bad, but when somebody sends you the offer, you turn it down.
I did, Jeff.
Five years, one world title. Congratulations. But I got 12 of them.
12
over
years,
3 divisions.
12 and 0. I haven't learned to finish anyone.
I finished 2 girls, and you're going to be the third. You're going to be the third. Knockouts don't matter. Wins matter. And then you know that. Wins matter.
Hello?
Wins matter.
You're contradicting yourself. What's
Wins
going on?
matter, but you keep talking
you
about knockouts.
You don't know where you're at. 1 minute you're in
knockouts.
2016. 1 minute you're 17.
Boxing not all about
1 minute
knockouts,
you're in
girl.
Kazakhstan winning the world title.
I'm going to beat you whether I knock you out or not. I'm going to beat you.
Self-control.
I'm going to beat you. Look at her trying to be like a school teacher. Warning,
Steady.
self-control. Are you angry? Are you angry?
Savannah, Clarissa's saying knockouts
not
don't
even
matter.
a little bit.
Clarissa's saying that knockouts don't matter. They matter to you.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Of course they do. Mm-hmm. I'd easily have an early night.
Biggest puncher in the world.
10 rounds.
Are you going to knock Claressa out?
I'm going to wreck Claressa. She knows this. I'm going to wreck Claressa.
You going to what?
Hurt you.
I wish I could understand more of what you say, but all right. First, you just said it's going to be the toughest fight of your life. Then it's going to be a knockout. Then you're going to knock me out in 2 minutes.
Once said I was going to knock you out.
What?
I haven't. When have I said I'm going to knock Claressa Shields out?
Lying in front of these people?
What it is?
Somebody sent me the clip where she said she's going to knock me out in less than 2 rounds in 2 minutes.
Oh, wait,
I seen it with my own eyes.
Because we'll be here all night.
I seen it with my own eyes. It's after you fought against
what
the
it
African
is,
girl. You
it's
said
playing
it.
over and over in your head.
Girl.
Are you going to knock me out? You're going to knock me out.
Because
you keep asking. Because it's in the back of your mind.
I want you to stand
you
on
are
what
petrified
you say.
that I'm going to knock you out.
I'm not.
And that's why you keep asking. Why you keep going on and on.
I want you to stand to my face.
That's why you keep saying
knockouts
don't matter. Knockouts don't matter. Well, the matter when you're laying on your back looking at the light.
How am I bullying you and then you knock out artists? So I'm a bully. How? Because I stand up to you and then you get intimidated?
Claressa, you've tried to intimidate at least 50% of the people in this room.
There
it's your bully mentality.
Everybody's like, what?
There is a lot of needle between you two. Undeniably,
Just
lot of needle. There's going to be very high emotion in the O2 arena. Claressa, you're essentially going into the Lion's Den. Does that bother you at all?
Call me David in the Lion's Den. I'm going to walk out with her. I'm going to walk out with her head just like this. I'm not worried about Savannah Marshall. I came over here. I'm a star in America. Don't get it twisted. I didn't have to come over here. I signed soon as Eddie Hearn said he didn't have Savannah Marshall no more. We started talking to boxing. We said, let's make this fight happen. Nobody was ever running from her. Nobody was scared to come over here and fight her. We was like, let's do it, because me and my team know I'm about that. And I'm going to get busy on Saturday night. And she knows that too. So while you doing all this talking, you better come in there with that smoke. And you better punch as hard as you say you can, because if you ain't got no punching power, oh my God, it's going to be a hard night for you.
All right,
very, very
Claressa,
hard.
Let's have your final words. Look at Savannah and say what you want to say.
I don't got to look at her. She a bum. And I'm going to show everybody on Saturday that it's skills to this. It's levels. I'm not about to play with her. She think I'm still 17. Girl, I'm 27. You about to learn. You about to get schooled. I'm about to Sugar Ray Leonard her.
Savannah?
You haven't Sugar Ray Leonard anyone in your full 12 fight career.
Claressa, Savannah?
Please.
What do you want
Sugar
to say?
Ray Leonard, he Olympic gold medalist, unlike you.
We're back at the Olympics, 2012 or 2016.
We talking about the amateur loss.
Where we are? Whoa, what's going on here? Where are we? Control it.
She's so mad.
Steady. Keep
Let's
control.
have your final words. Your final words.
After I beat you, I'm going to go and put Olympic gold medal on your neck, and then you can have the 2012 one. Go ahead. You want it
I want
so
the
bad.
necklace. I'm after the necklace.
You want
Claressa,
now you want
I want the necklace. Here we are.
She wants the necklace, but it's fake.
It's out.
All right. All right, she want to be the GOAT so bad. I'm gonna buy you a necklace after the fight. It's gonna say "Silent Assassin." Shut your ass up.
What do you want to say? Final words.
There's nothing left to say. I can't wait for Saturday. Let's just get it on.
Yeah. Love you too, boo.
Pretty heated, Dimitri.
Pretty heated, and it is like Leonard Hearns, if you would. And Claressa is like a Sugar Ray Leonard, being an Olympic gold medalist, being an American star. Ben talked about filling out arenas. Claressa has filled out arenas. In my life as a fighter and being a fan of boxing, I've never seen an American star in the peak of their career willing to travel across the pond to fight their rival in their country. And that is what Claressa is doing, and that is why she's the GOAT. That's why she has done what she has done, because that's what she is. She's a fighter. And the reason why this fight is being broadcast on Sky, which we're very grateful for, and on ESPN in the United States, is a sentiment of how big this fight is.
It's such a hard fight to call, Adam. What do you think it's going to come down to?
It's such a hard fight to call. I just want to echo what Todd said earlier, and Ben, the fact that everybody's worked together to get this on. This whole show, I mean, we've got obviously Matchroom with Frank Smith here with Alicia Baumgardner. We've had Todd up here, Top Rank, our partners as well as Boxer. And to have Dimitri over, obviously we covered a lot of Dimitri's career. He was a really good fighter. And it's great to be working together now again and to have the opportunity to bring Claressa over. You know, we've got to know her over the last few months when she came to Cardiff, when she came to Newcastle. You know, she stopped traffic in Cardiff. She's magnetic. She's a wonderful personality as well as a fighter. You know, we know Savannah. We've been with Savannah for a long time, and I just think this is fantastic that the best are fighting the best. I've said to Ben already, I want a rematch, even a trilogy. And Claressa will laugh and say she'll make it easy. Savannah will say she'll knock her out. But I think this is going to be a really good fight. Remember, they've only got 10 rounds. It's 2-minute rounds, not 3 minutes. It's 20 minutes. It's short. It's sweet. Enjoy it, because it's going to be top level stuff. And I just hope it's as good as this whole promotion and that we can do it again.
It is a fantastic card from top to bottom. Let's just open up the questions to the floor. I believe we have some that you'd like to ask our fighters. Where are you?
Melissa Zad here for Into Boxing. I've got 2 questions for both boxers, starting with Claressa. What does the profile of this event mean for women's sport and more specifically for women's boxing?
It means a lot. You know, right now women's boxing is booming here in the UK, and they're giving us the equality, like with the good pay, the great venue, the great exposure. I've gained at least 200,000 followers on Instagram and all over my social networks, and it's just making women's boxing better. But it's showing that when you make the best fights and you got, you know, people from the opposite sides of the world who are world champs who got a little spice in there, that, you know, you can have great in women's boxing.
And Savannah?
Yeah, I think this fight is absolutely massive for me. It is the biggest fight out there in female boxing, and I do believe, because it's the UK versus America, the clash in personalities, I think it's all added to it, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
I've got another question. Claressa, what does it mean for you to be inspiring the next generation of female boxers?
I think a representation is everything. Like, I may have not had role models to look up to when I was in the amateurs, but my dad told me that Muhammad Ali had a whole lot of kids, but only his daughter took after him, Layla. So when my dad said that, it just kind of registered to me. It was like, oh, okay. If Layla took after her dad, I want to take after my dad. That's why I started boxing. I didn't start boxing for me at first. It was just to make my dad happy to live, so he can live some of his life through me, because he had been to prison a couple times, and when he got out, he probably still could have boxed, but he was like 45, you know, and he was still in good shape. But when he told me that he loved boxing and that, you know, that's what he wanted to do with his life, and he would have never went to prison if he would have boxed, I just kind of thought he was telling me, you know, I want you to box, you know, to make me happy. And I guess so I signed up. And from there, I think that now other girls see me and they want to be like me, whether they want to be loud or quiet. I'm always telling all the girls, like, be you, you know, but just don't let nobody change you, and go in there and fight your best, you know, every fight. And that's just what I think I represent.
Thank you. And Savannah, what does it mean to you?
It means everything. I was once that girl looking up to the likes of Nicola Adams, Tasha Jonas, and now they're commentating on Saturday night. So it's come full circle, and I know that there'll be young girls, even young boys, sat there in the arena watching, and hopefully they'll be inspired to take up the sport, and that's something that I'm really proud of.
Tom Ward from Give Me Sport here. I've got a couple of questions for Ben. You mentioned that you expect this to break Sky Sports records. Obviously, you've had some big fights under the Boxer banner already, like, Khan Brook, Eubank Williams. Can you just elaborate on that?
I think why I say we broke records with the Eubank Williams fight. This fight's going to be available to everyone. It's on Sky Showcase, it's on Sky Main Event, it's on Sky Action. We've never had a rivalry like this. This is iconic. When they turned over, they didn't believe, they had a dream to box, but they never had a dream to be superstars because it just wasn't possible. Now it is possible. They're paved the way, and the interest in this fight and what we've seen over the past week, the numbers, the way this is tracking, both fights, the whole card, we've never seen anything like it, and it's bound to break records. And to do it with a women's fight, that's a special moment for the sport. And with everything that's been going on, this is a groundbreaking moment for everyone involved. And testament to the past 5-10 years of investment into this sport is culminating on Saturday, and the interest is another level.
Sorry, if I can add to what you're saying, Ben. And it's fantastic that we have this rivalry, and I have a lot of respect for Savannah Marshall and for what she has accomplished. But just for objectivity and for the truth, Claressa has been the first female athlete to do things that I've never done before. And she is the driving force of this fight. Even though she's from the United States, she's the first woman to win 2 Olympic gold medals. She's the first woman in the United States to headline on premium cable network television, which was in her second professional fight on Showtime. And she is the first woman to have several rivalries. The biggest women's fight of all time prior to this was with Christina Hammer, former world champion. And Claressa just went to a different level on that night and was like the Matrix. It was truly incredible. And this is another rivalry, and we are grateful for the rivalry and grateful for the support of boxers.
I think Savannah's a massive driving force in this, which is why it's in the UK. It's why it's in the home of women's boxing, which is London. This could have been anywhere in the world, but it's here because we have a superstar that could come to the O2 300 miles from her hometown and have 20,000 people wanting to buy tickets, and that's because of Savannah Marshall.
Savannah Marshall is definitely a big part of this. Adam Smith is a big part of this, who's a big boxing guy and who loves the sport of boxing and who foresaw to give us this platform for women's boxing and for Claressa and to work with you, and the fact that all these promoters came together. Another guy that I want to give a shout out to is Marshall Kaufman, who is the promoter of Baumgartner, sorry. And he worked very hard for her to get here. So we're very grateful for all of us to come together and to do this, and it's going to be a great night.
Harry Davies of the Mirror here, just a question for Savannah. I see when Claressa's even kind of trash talking you, you're almost smiling and laughing a bit. Do you think in a different world you two could maybe be friends?
I'd like to think we could be. Should we grab a coffee after?
Same question to you, Claressa. Maybe not, or?
The thing is, this is the thing. In order to get respect, you have to get respect. In order for someone to be kind to you, you have to be kind to them. This is what I learned in my anger management class when I was a kid, okay? So the fact that she's been mean to me, I've been mean to her, right? So after the fight, if she continues to be mean to me,
mean.
I'll be mean to her.
I've been mean.
If you fight that way against May, I'm gonna.
When was I mean?
It does not matter when it was. See, that's the thing. You like it happened yesterday. It don't matter. I don't care if it was a year ago. You did it. You said it. It matters. It matters.
What are you going on
you
about?
Did it. You did it, and you
You're doing
said
that
it, and
thing
it
where
matters.
someone asked you a question, and 15 minutes
and then I'm
later, you're
answering
still waffling on.
And then here you come. And
What?
then I answer.
What are you going on
I'm
about,
answering the question,
Claressa?
and then here you come. He wasn't
He's
talking
asked
to
you,
you.
will we be friends? Yes, no,
And I'm about to get to it, but
We
then
don't
here
have
you
to know
is
what happened in
talking.
2014.
Listen, you want to be friends after the fight?
If you want to be mates, yeah, we could be best pals.
If you
we
can
could be the new
nice,
Claressa and Hannah Rankin.
if you can be nice,
Be the new
Hannah
Claressa and
Rankin is
Hannah
just such a better person than you. Doesn't make sense. Don't even talk about. That's my best friend.
Talk about my friend.
Yeah, that's my best friend for sure. You can be best friends with April. That's your best friend.
See what you started now? Now you ask that.
On the subject of April, I've got a question for Claressa. So, Claressa, you haven't
Oh
been
my
knocked
God.
out, but you have been on the canvas. So, do you not think your chin is just a little bit questionable?
What'd you ask me, April?
About your chin and being questionable. You have been on the floor. You got dropped by Anna Gabriels. Savannah punches a lot harder.
I'm so happy you watch my fights, April, because you should and you need to watch more. but what I will say is, it was a flash knockdown. It was my first time going to 160. I had a hard time making 160 coming to 68. I didn't take my diet serious and I got dropped. But guess what? I still won that fight unanimously, you guys, after being dropped the first round. Congrats to the champ. Congrats.
Wasn't the fact
Congrats
that
to
Hannah
the champ.
caught you with a good shot.
And
it
I
was
haven't
the
been
fact
dropped
that you
since.
struggled at 160. It was the fact that it was a flash knockdown.
But Hannah
Why
Gabriels
didn't
is
you
at that
say?
heavyweight right
Why
now.
didn't you just say she caught you
Hannah
with a good
Gabriels is
shot?
at that. Hannah Gabriels
Reality
is
of
at that
it.
heavyweight right now. So that shows you that even though she was fighting at 54, she's a bigger girl and she's a bigger puncher. What are you talking about?
You're a natural
Watch women
welterweight.
boxing.
You shouldn't even be at middleweight. You should be at super welterweight. Savannah's too big for you, too strong for you, and she's going to knock you out on Saturday night.
April, let me go ahead and tell you something, baby girl. You have no belts. You have no titles. And you already got your ass whooped. You already got your ass whooped already in your professional career. So what you need to do is focus on yourself and know that this beef is between her and I. You should just shut your little mouth and focus on beating the girl that beat you.
Here we go again.
And fight your way to a world title, because guess what? In 4
Self-control.
fights,
We're
I
unraveling
was world
again.
champ.
Dimitri,
In
hold
4
on.
fights, I was world champ. 4 fights.
You've just
So
been
when you
beating the
when you
MMA,
can do what I
though.
do,
You're talking about
so you
losing.
can do what I do.
You've got a
Shut
short
up,
memory.
April. So you can do what I do.
I
Shut
can't
up.
get a word in edgeways.
I don't even know what you just said, but okay. That's what I'm saying.
I think, ladies, we're gonna leave it there.
I think
for
Savannah
now.
Marshall's gonna knock you out. Like, girl,
Ben,
cool it
final
down and take
words.
some estrogen.
Final words from you, Ben. I mean, that has just set everything up rather nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, respect to both fighters.
Indeed.
They are both trailblazers. They both achieved so much. What Claressa has done in the sport is truly remarkable. The fact that Savannah Marshall can be up here and this be considered a 50-50 fight is testament to her as well. We've got an incredible fight on our hands. I want to thank everyone involved. I cannot believe we're 2 days away from this. It's going to be a special, special night, and I think it'll be a rivalry that the sport remembers forever.